Hello, I'm Michael Diamond. You're watching Muscle Central. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. Okay, if we go back to the 70s and the Mr. Olympia, there were two divisions. There was, I believe the cutoff was 200. It was under 200 and over 200. And then at the end, the winner of each posed off, and the Mr. Olympia was decided. I believe 1979, maybe 80. I'm not sure what year that was ended, and it was just everybody together. Let's fast forward to the early 2000s. David Henry, back then, it wasn't 212 division, it was a 202 division. David Henry is qualified and he competes in both the 202 and in the open division. Let's move ahead a few more years. Heidi Chupin is qualified for 212, wins an open show, qualified for the open. Heidi Chupin can compete in both. He's told he has to make a choice. Ultimately, he did make a choice. It was the open. It was placed third. I'm almost certain it was third he placed. And the rest is history. Heidi is an open competitor. But now we have Sean Clarita, 212 champion, former 212 champion, who's qualified for life at 212, on the merit that he was a former 212 champion, wins an open show, and he's qualified for the open. And he definitely expressed interest. He would like to compete in the open. He's told that he has to make a choice. Then we got Angel Calderon. He's also qualified because of his placing in the past 212. Wins an open show also, right? I believe he won it a week or two after Sean. He has expressed that he'd like to do both divisions, and he's told he can. Now we got Kamala Gagné, who, on the merits that he's a former 212 champion, is qualified for life there, has competed in a couple of open shows and expressed interest. He likes competing in the open. And he did say if he won one of the open shows that he competed in, he would have, and he had to make a choice, he would have stepped on the open stage instead of the 212. But I'm sure he would like to step on both if possible. And he still might be qualified for the open. There are some more shows that he can jump into, and it's not out of the question he wins. And he's racked up a few points already for his placings, and he can also get into the open on points. Now, let's get to the problem. The problem is, why can't the 212s competitive person, if they're qualified in both 212 and the open, why can't they compete in both? What is the issue? We did have at one point an over a certain weight, under a certain weight. And then, like I said, in the early 2000s, David Henry competed in both 202 and the open. All of a sudden, it's not allowed. Is this in a rule book? Do we have the Olympia rule book, handbook, whatever, where it says even if you're qualified to compete in both the 212 and the open, you can compete in both. You have to make a choice. I'd like to see. I don't think so. I don't know what their reasoning is, what the logic is behind this decision. I personally think it would be great. You're going to, if you have the 212 Olympians that are also qualified to step on the open stage, going to both, it's going to add a new level of excitement to the competition. I personally think that the way it is now, the 212 and the open competitor, open champion, should both pose down at the end of the finals of each division. Let him pose down. Let's see the 212 champion and the open champion go at it head to head. But we're talking about people who have competed in that open division and qualified. They qualified for both, and it, like I said, it would add more excitement. From a fan perspective, you might do much better in drawing an audience for the show, for the live show, and for pay-per-view sales, because you add that level of excitement. There's no reason. The only thing I can think of is maybe they think it's somehow that if a 212 competitor is on the open stage also, and he beats the open guys, it'll somehow diminish the title. But that doesn't make sense either, because if the 212 guy chooses not to compete the 212 division, go into the open, anyway you look at it, and he does beat all these guys, anyway you look at it, the big boys will beat him by the 212. So if that's their thought process, it doesn't make a lot of sense either. I can't explain why they don't allow a competitor, if they're qualified in both divisions, to compete in both. When I was competing in amateurs in the FBC, I competed in my first competition. I competed into the novice, and I crossed over. I was novice lightweight. I crossed over into we called it the open lightweight. I did both divisions. And then when I was doing, then I started doing the Masters division. I was doing the Masters and the Open and crossed over. It doesn't make sense. These guys have qualified for both divisions. Allow them to compete in both divisions. All right, I ranted a bit over there. If you agree or disagree with what I've said, please let me know in the comments section. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit the notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you'll be notified. Also, if you go to the description box, there are links there. If you have any questions for me, you can DM me at the Facebook Muscle Central page. Also, there are links to Species Nutrition and Mr. G's Protein Snacks. Go check out all their great products. There's also a link to Buffy the Iron Slayer. It's Chris Miller's channel. He does Muscle Talk for me. Go there, check out all his content. Make sure you subscribe there. Once again, this is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.